The Latvia Group Global, crafting the future of hospitality in venture capital.
Hello everyone, a warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining us today for today's webinar. We have some speakers lined up for today, and we will be talking more about our residency programs, especially the one that we have, residency by investment in Latvia. And for that, we have my colleague Martin Harnardesh. We have our CEO and President Rahim Lakhani today with us. He will be talking about almost everything, so he doesn't need a specific topic. And we have with us Elio Matias. He is basically in charge of our assets, our properties, licensing, and a lot more. So he will be giving us a quick, a view about how our construction looks like, basically. We also have Tara with us. So I think she's facing some technical challenges, but she's also here, and she's here with some questions for all of us. So I hope she'll be able to join at the earliest. But in that case, Rahim, till the time she joins, if you can just begin, with your opening note, it'll be really nice. Thank you.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for another webinar series that we do, and we do this every Wednesday. So keep plugged in. I believe we have covered a lot of the subjects about Latvia or Portugal in terms of what the program has to offer, and I believe these webinars are particularly good because it gives you new stories and new ideas on what is happening in the market, and also what is happening on the ground in Riga. Also, how the program is being perceived in the entire world. At the moment, I'm in Dubai, and we're talking to several of our partners locally here. And I should say that in the last 2 to 3 weeks. The number of articles have gone up significantly, and one of the articles was literally went from the fact that now high net worth individuals are looking at Latvia, which was nowhere to be found on the map of Europe before, when it came to golden visas or when it came to investments. And I think I partly thank our marketing team to be able to actually bring this up to surface, and our business development team to speak about Latvia as a program, and it's a valid program that is actually creating a lot of noise in the investment circles. So I think the reality is finally kind of setting in terms of the program's good points and how it competes with other programs. Especially when it comes to the speed at which the applicants are being granted a residency card. So these are definitely, I would say, testimonials that are coming in from various different parts, and also the partners are essentially acknowledging the fact that there are other programs that are not working in today's economy, and there are many programs that are also getting shut down. Like, for example, the Maltese program, the citizenship specifically was shut down very recently, and that caused a great amount of harm to many people who are looking, and a lot of companies as well, who are looking to engage their clients into that program. So essentially, I think we aim to give you a global perspective from these webinars, where you can get the insights of normally what you might not feel. Like today, I don't know how true this is, but there were some articles that are bringing up saying that the US program, which is the EB5, could possibly be now a $2 million program instead of the $800,000 program. And that could be another huge blow to the immigration industry as a total, because it's either a blow or the overall cost of all the programs in Europe would also take charge. I mean, if Trump can make this happen for 2 million, then I'm sure the European unions will also be like, okay, if that can be a reality, then why cannot we be that reality as well, right? So there are some heavy conversations that are happening in the circles. What I can tell you is that at this moment, time is of the essence when it comes to making that action on the Latvian program, and you can see. One of the funniest things that we also saw is the Google AdWords, which we invest in, of course. And Google AdWords were being sold for Latvian Golden Visa 4 or 5 months ago or 6 months ago at $5 to $7 per click. Today, for the same words, Latvian Golden Visa, it is almost $40 per click. So this is crazy. This is absolutely insane. The amount of interest that globally people are putting into buying up keywords for Latvia Golden Visa. It's absolutely insane. So this is something that it always existed. The programs always existed, but never did a company like ours took the initiative to actually go and set up something that was sustainable, set up something that was that allowed people to understand the program in a way that it protects their investment. And promoters are very important for these programs, because there are a lot of promoters who we truly believe should not be selling Golden Visa programs, because they don't have the experience and the expertise on immigration. So even though that they might be local companies, they don't have the same kind of level of compliance. They don't have the level of understanding of how to treat the HNIs of the world. Shouldn't be selling. I mean, if you ask me, I wish there was a list that the Latvian government puts out, that these are the eligible companies that can promote the programs, right? And that way you can really turn away all the bad apples, and have a list where there are eligible companies who can sell this, because they've gone through the scrutiny and the compliance checks and everything else, right? So lots of great stories. Today I'd also add a bit of a mix here. I'd love to also ask Martin Hernandez here, as well as Mr. Elio, to give their perspective on not only the Latvian side, but also their experiences on what is happening on the ground on the Portuguese side. How are our developments being run on that side? What is the growth opportunities on the Portuguese front? How they believe that the tourism market has been taking a huge uptick. So let's start with Martin, and we'll take it from there. And then Bandy, you can have many questions that we can follow up with. Okay, so take it away. Mute. You're on mute.
Sorry. Yeah. No, it's okay. Hi everyone. Thank you for joining us, and for the ones who are seeing us in the future, also thank you for watching us as well. Regarding the question that Rahim just asked, well, tourism in Portugal has been on a record-breaking streak in the last couple of years. Of course, during COVID, those numbers lowered quite a lot, but starting from 2022, we see a very interesting trend. In fact, in 2023, I believe the record was broken regarding 2019, which was the year prior COVID in this case, that set a record. So, and then each year after that, we are seeing record-breaking numbers regarding revenue, gross revenue in Portugal, number of visitors, number of tourists, number of assets that are being built, hospitality assets in this case. And the trend, the expectation is for this to keep growing. So Portugal has become really one of the main touristic hotspots in Europe, mainly and driven mainly by from United States tourists, Canada tourists, and tourists really from everywhere, from Latin America, from Asia, but mainly from the US and Canada. North America has been a big contributor of that. Of course, the UK has a tradition, of course, of having a lot of people coming here. So the trend has been upwards, and the expectation is for that to continue. And TLG has, in fact, put itself in a place where we are meeting that demand. The current demand, it's too high, actually, especially in the high season. And the expectation is that for the current demand and the future demand, the hospitality assets that will be required are almost double what exists today. So what we are seeing here is that these assets that TLG is, for example, the hospitality assets are going and are going to meet that kind of demand, that kind of influx. And regarding our real estate assets, for example, we have real estate assets besides the hospitality assets, besides the hotels and the resort in Bucelas. We have, for example, an office building that I know very well. We have increased the occupancy rate from 30% to 90% almost. This is actually very surprising. It does mean that in a post-COVID world, there is a lot of demand for office spaces, even though that we are currently working with a reality of remote positions and or hybrid positions. Office spaces have been actually on demand. We are seeing, for example, in Colombo, one of the biggest shopping malls in Europe. In Portugal in this case, and probably the biggest one in Lisbon. There's construction underway right now of a new building with over 35,000 square meters of office spaces right in Colombo. So very near where we are actually from our headquarters here. So the office demand in the last couple of years has risen, and in our asset we can see that as well. Regarding residential, the residential market, of course, Lisbon has been a very interesting market for investors in the last couple of years. A lot of restrictions have been made by previous governments in order to try to mitigate the local accommodations, hospitality assets within the city. And the price per square meter has, in fact, if you analyze in a 10-year period, we can see that it has exponentially grown due to a number of factors. We cannot just pinpoint one exactly, but the fact is that for the current demand, the offer is very little. So regarding housing, we know that there is a big housing crisis right now, and we believe, for example, we have an asset in Passo de Arcos, it's a residential condominium, and our intention is to, for example, put those apartments into the market, at reasonable market prices. And in fact, even if we have not officially put those apartments into the market, we have had a lot of requests to visit. Some actually almost offers already. So there's a huge demand in terms of investment opportunities, both in the commercial side and the residential side of the real estate market in Lisbon, in the greater area of Lisbon, and in Portugal in general as well.
Thank you, Martin. You have explained very well. Firstly, I would like to apologize for the setback. I am Tarandeep Kaur. You can call me Tara Kohli. The start was very nice, where he explained very beautifully, and also the local market in the real estate and commercial and residential. Martin, you explained very well. I have structured few questions according to your profiles. I will start with the Bandy first, because she is expert in international and investor relations. So I would like to ask, do you believe Lisbon is nearing saturation in the event space, hospitality, and investors coming to Portugal, is it overwhelming for the locals or residents, or is there still a market we can touch and locals are ready to grow and make Portugal the best? According to the current scenarios, like there are very real estate constructions are going on, people are coming as investors. So how the locals are reacting to it?
This
You are
be
on
for
mute.
Martin.
Yes. I think Martin has already explained this.
Yeah, but the question is for me or for Bandy? Sorry.
For Bandy,
Yeah.
as an investor relation, how she is handling what are the questions and what are the situations she is getting from the investors, like if they are coming to invest, and how they are handling it, and how the locals are handling it too, because you are the one who is getting like welcoming them in Portugal, and you are with them all around when they are visiting every places. So on perspective of investor relations.
Yes. Thank you so much, Tara, for that question. Yes, we do have a lot of our current investors who have already invested us through different sources, be it the Golden Visa or any other way of investment, but they are still keen on investing further in Portugal, particularly in Lisbon. So I can say that Lisbon isn't full, but it's still evolving, and now the key is investing in ways that respect the city's character while creating the real value. So what I believe is that if we go beyond mass tourism, so that we can attract more authentic crowds. So for example, it could be like small group cultural immersions and boutique hospitality that celebrates Portuguese traditions as well. Then also we can have like a community forward development approach, so that it's not only that we actively involve Lisbon residents, not just as employees, but as partners and beneficiaries. And also there are emerging spaces like cultural hubs that blend work, art, and community, neighborhood revival projects, that preserve history. Most of our projects, if you see, they are all, you can call it like a heritage site, or, it's like a mix of modern and heritage buildings as well. And responsible tourism initiatives that spread visitors beyond hotspots. So what I think is that the difference that TLG makes is that we pursue investment that create local ownership opportunities, enhance neighborhood character, and balance visitors and resident needs. I think that is what is, more important today. I think, I have answered, Tara. Thank you.
True. I'm glad. And you are the actual face when they are coming and welcoming and to bringing investment, and handling the investor relation is also very important. Same for the question further. I would like to welcome Elio, because he has been like first time on our webinar. I would like to talk about how your construction part connects with the TLG Global, how TLG Global works in construction, and also about the Wyndham Residency, which is in Lisboa, Louris. You were mayor for 8 years in Bucelas. So would like to know, as a local, how you are connecting your expertise in TLG construction and the Wyndham Residency.
Hi, hello everyone. Normally I'm not in the webinar because I'm on the field. I have all the properties with me, and normally I make a work that is better that no one see me. That is a good information when Elio is working and no one see Elio, because everything is running perfectly. So Portugal is balancing this demand by combining exclusive and sustainability at the same time. We in TLG, for example, our project in Bucelas with Wyndham, we need to build very selective and respectful way. Why? Because of the land, the respect of the land, and to help to protect all the natural environment around. when we talk about Brussels or Lourdes, in this case, is too far for Lisbon. No, it's 20 minutes. Portugal is a small country. It's easy, and we have good highways. From the three principal airports, you can go to our properties without any concern. The roads are good. You can see, you can feel the environment of all the properties. I think this is the benefit of our properties. When we select the investment, we study the property, we understand the local traditional things around, and we try to follow these lines, because we need to create something that not is just investment, a local investment, but that the traditional country, because we have good investments in the interior of the country, that I think is an area that we are exploring very well, because the future is in this. We need to give some new things and new views to the investors, and these wonderful places. The nature around is wonderful. We have this balance with the nature and the construction. We try always to have these kind of things to deliver the best we can to our investors.
Great. So continue with the same question. I would like to ask Rahim, because of the tech guy, you are more into technologies and you are exploring everything. So to changing our hotels into smart hotels. So what kind of smart technologies we are talking about to our hospitality sectors, and how you are having a vision and looks, what will be the investors and the people can expect from our hotels?
So, no, great question there, Tara. I'd also, before saying that, I'd like to add a couple of things and notes that both Elio and Martin have mentioned in terms of the industry in general. We are in a very unique industry, which is the hotel construction industry, as well as the immigration side of it. We are one of the few developers who actually do our own construction in the immigration business, because many of them are not truly developers. They are, I would say, consultants that take investors' funds and then outsource the entire construction to third-party construction companies, and they just manage as project managers. So we are unique in that positioning. We have a team of 450 people globally to support our entire infrastructure and growing. And this year, we'll probably be hiring more than 300 people to start operating some of these assets as well. So I would say we are one of the more growing and shining players in the hotel business, and we are destined to make some noise in that in many industries. I would say not only the hotel side, but also the procurement side, but also the immigration side. So we have a few interesting parallels, and we take up opportunities as they come. So when it comes to the industry in its total, maybe some people will question, what's happening in Portugal, and if the industry is good or not good. I mean, some statistics are simply, I was just checking the last article that came out, that by 2026 there are supposed to be more 140 hotel projects in and around Portugal, which is quite the number, as opposed to some of our neighbors. We are in Portugal, we are the fifth country in Europe, I would say, that has this kind of statistics. So we're number 5, others being the top ones that are always on the top, like Germany or France or other players that are always growing. So I think Portugal is joining those ranks when it comes to all of the European nations. The other interesting part is that, especially with new construction, there are 11,000 rooms being built at the moment in this industry. So and it's still short of what the demand is. So there is a lot of room for growth. There's a lot of room for building in strategic planning and integrating AI and integrating all the technology that comes along with the newness of the hospitality industry. So it's a huge opportunity. I would say that if someone is looking as an investor, purely as an investor, hospitality industry has a huge promise. It is already a large contributor to the GDP of Portugal, and it is only destined to rise more as our airlines are only adding new and new service routes from various different countries. So that was never there in essence. I mean, when I started to come from Canada to Portugal, there was probably only 1 or 2 flights per week, and today you have 3 flights per day. So that just shows you the amount of tourists that are coming from that side of the world, and changing their behaviors, because normally Canadians would love to go to the US for a vacation or whatever, but now because of the increase of flights, they are exploring Europe for a change in a much bigger way, and so are the Americans. This is completely a fantastic piece of news, and I hope it continues to be this way. And I think both the cost of tourism and the cost of being in Portugal is significantly lower than the other European nations, and also significantly more cost effective than the neighboring US states. So it makes travel and tourism with larger families a bit more conducive. And our project, Wyndham Residences, basically allows for something like this, where a large family can have a mass gathering with a 4-bedroom villa, versus having to rent 4 rooms in a hotel in downtown city center, versus being only 10 minutes away from Lisbon Airport and have a great time with indoor pool and all the community clubs and sports clubs and everything else. So this can be a nice little vacation still, while being only 20 minutes away from the Lisbon city center. So these are statistics that are truly promising for our investors to come and invest into Portugal. And just closing on your question there, Tara, is I think the industry hasn't caught up to the level it should be when it comes to AI, when it comes to incorporating even technological factors, because I believe a big majority of the hotel owners, are still very much old school in terms of their way of looking at hotel business. But the fact is, now while I'm in Dubai, I can tell you there are many hotels that are looking at 50% revenue coming from F&B. And so they are no longer just heads on beds. This is no longer the case. I mean, you are utilizing the rooms, but also you're utilizing the spaces inside the hotel. To the new concept, the new mantra is basically revenue per square meter, right? So how much you have space and how you utilize that space is where you will win the market. So that's my 2 cents.
Greatly explained, and we are expecting more about the Wyndham Residency. As you said, we are bringing very new technologies. Are the Portuguese people ready to, or the government or the technologies, the rules are ready to integrate that technology in the system, or there are still you are facing few issues, or to get that licensing, and on the perspective of what are the challenges you are facing from break the old school hotels and bringing the technology into the European market, especially in Portugal?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's about Portuguese people, because I think I consider myself a Portuguese people because I am, and I believe it is very much to do with taking a risk that is sometimes not proven, right? And I think that is where, as an industry, we need to kind of take up that risk and look at players in the market who have taken that risks, and their risks have been paid off. So it is truly an economical question rather than more of an attitude question. So I think the industry in itself needs to join together and take that. Some players will do, like TLG is taking a great leap of faith in the innovation side and bringing in new technology like robots or even artificial intelligence when it comes to communicating your orders through devices like Alexa and whatnot. So we are taking that brave step ahead. But is the entire industry going to follow? It's only a matter of time when only time can tell, right? But it's huge investments that also go in there. I mean, it's not just about an idea. An idea can be great, but the implementation and execution and the performance and everything else. And imagine it's technology, so it breaks down. So that troubleshooting and also the maintenance of it with the correct amount of skilled staff that you will have on site, I mean, that's a huge amount of workforce that you need to put in the back. That also needs to get paid from the revenue of the hotel. So an idea is great, but execution is what pays, right?
It's truly very inspiring because that's what is Rahim Lakhani and TLG Global's reflection is. We create the projects, we create the opportunities. So that is connected. So I would like to ask Martin also, because we have a very primary residency product, which is Latvia Residency by Investment. And Wisdom Residency in Portugal plays a very crucial role in part of security and assurance to our investors. So how it is connected to Latvia Residency by Investment program, and what are the benefits about Latvia the investor will be getting?
Sorry, can you repeat the first question?
I was saying we are talking about the Wyndham Residency. So this project play very crucial role in our Latvia Residency by Investment program in perspective of very security and assurance for the investors. So how it is connected, and also what are the benefits for the Latvia the investor will be getting?
Yeah, so the Residency by Investment in Latvia is a program that TLG developed in order to meet the growing demands for a fast track path for residency here in Europe. Now, there are two ways these programs really work. You have paths for residencies or residency in Europe, and you have paths for citizenship. Now, Portugal, for a long time, and still is, regarded a path that is mainly focused for citizenship, meaning that after submitting and not accounting necessarily for the waiting period between submission and obtaining your card, but counting from the moment that you obtain your card, it should be a relatively smooth process. It's a 5-year process of temporary residency, after which you can then apply for citizenship directly. And that way you have a very intuitive program regarding citizenship in Europe. You would get the Portuguese citizenship, which in turn makes you a European citizen as well. Now, the Latvian program is more directed to a faster and more affordable residency by investment program, which means, in this case, for example, and going to the specifics, that the residency by investment program in Latvia, the one that TLG is promoting, is a 100,000 euro investment. In this case, it would be in a company that TLG has a program that TLG has developed in Latvia, and in this case, the investors will be investing in a company that TLG has registered called L Hotels Latvia, and the waiting period for obtaining a residency card is very, very, very fast, very short compared to other countries, especially compared to Portugal. We're talking, for example, you have two ways essentially. You have the in-person route, which is the faster way, meaning that, for example, if there's someone that is interested, they can travel directly to Latvia. They can meet our colleagues. We have an office in Latvia, and they can meet our colleagues. We have lawyers there as well. They can help through the process. And from the moment they arrive until the moment that they will obtain the residency card. We are estimating between 3 to 4 weeks, being that from the moment of submission, we expect between 1 to 2 weeks for approval and actually obtaining the residency card. We actually have some testimonials of our first investor actually obtained the residency card in 8 to 9 days. So it was a very, very fast process. There's also another route, which is through an embassy or most probably through a consulate. In this case, it's remotely, and this will take between 2 to 3 months. Of course, it's a longer process because of the communication between the consulate and the main government in Latvia, but it's still a pretty fast program compared to other programs in Europe. So that is the main focus of this program. If I had to boil it down to a slogan, or 3 words, I would say that the Latvia Residency by Investment Program is a fast, affordable, and secure program. So 100,000 euros, if it's in person, it's less than a month, the whole process, from the gathering the documents until obtaining the residency card. And it's secure, precisely related to the first question that you mentioned. So we have an established company there. This company has had to meet certain requirements from the government. In this case, we have to have a 10 million or more turnover per year. Okay, we have to employ 50 people or 50 employees or more, and we have to be tax compliant with 100,000 euros or more. So these are very high standards that we have to meet in order to assure that this is not only a legitimate company, but a company that is in fact going to be successful in the country. So this is the first assurance. The second assurance is the fact that this would be the Latvian program. It's going to be a 5-year program, after which they can either renew again, they can opt, for example, to apply for permanent residency, or they can just retrieve their investment. And in this case, the invested amount will be there's the buyback option at nominal value, meaning in this case 100,000, of course, and that is the second way in which this is a secure investment. The third way, which turns this into a very secure investment, is the collateral. So there's a collateral, an actual asset that is collateral to the company, to L Hotels Latvia. In this case, the collateral is our asset here in Portugal, Wyndham Residences, the luxury resort, which has an official real estate evaluation made by an external company of 23 million, which it's more than the actual value of the company itself. So if anything were to go, the worst way possible, which we highly doubt, but if that would be the case, which is an extreme case, we always have that collateral which assures the investment of the interested parties. So this is a three-way. This is a threefold secure investment that makes sure that anyone that is interested has to know, and that makes their investment very, very secure.
Great, very nicely and beautifully explained in detail. Just to wrap up with the few things, like Rahim, Matem, Bandy, and Elio, what are your perspective for the viewers according to your expertise? Because in this webinar, we are having a TLG profile, hospitality technologies, Portugal current states and the tourism, and also construction part, also the little touch of the investor relations. So we are showing the TLG is how global and multi various in the in the sectors we are our presence. So what are your views for the attendees? If you can share one by one your statements, if you would like to say.
I think let's begin with Elio.
So, if we want to talk about the investors, what I can tell to the investors that the trust comes from transparency. regular updates, and keep promises. Clear reports, good legal support, and open communication are essential. Having a reliable local team and helps to meet legal and quality standards, I think, is everything that we have in TLG. To give support to our investors, we try to do our best. We try to always have all the information that our investors ask. But you are talking about some models for integration and sustainability. I think we use the best techniques that we know from the market, what is working. Because imagine Portugal construction is ready for all these kind of technologies and AI and all these kind of things. But this is not just this, okay? Smart systems, things like that. We have another focus to energy saving technologies, modular building. We need to see all the directions that the market give to us. And I think the one, and Chaim talk about this, the benefit we make everything inside, we can make the follow-ups from the beginning until the end and have the follow-up of all the lines in and timelines and the moments of construction. And yes, probably we are the biggest in Portugal on this, and with more experience because we have projects in different areas of the country with different weathers, because it's a small country but have different weathers. And one of the things that Martin talked about, tourism in this moment is not just Algarve, Porto, and Lisbon. The potential of all the country is huge, and I think is this vision that we have in TLG, that we can give projects in growing areas, and that are not too. And with the tourism is we are exploring these areas for us with a good background study market, and I think is this the benefit of working with a group that have the project, construct the project, and deliver his own project to the market.
Great. Would you like to continue, Bandy and Martin, to continue for your views for the audience?
Sure. From my point of view, I think TLG is not just building projects and hotels, but we are also trying to create some social impact, because everybody is talking nowadays about the SDGs and about a lot of things. How, for example, a small construction can affect the entire environment, and about the future of investing as well. So what I believe is that the future of investing is where capital just doesn't extract value but creates it. So for us, ROI stands not only for return on investment, but the return on impact. So that's from my side, Tara.
Thank you. And there are very impressive statements from Elio and Bandy, both of you, which impacts very TLG Global, how it works and how we are impacting our community. We are actually creating the opportunities to connect. So, Martin?
Well, yeah, just wrapping this up. In a nutshell, I think what we are doing here, we do have projects, like Elio said, from the north to the south of the country. We do have a lot of projects within the metropolitan area of Lisbon, but we do have projects from north to south, meaning that our commitment to investing in the country is throughout the country. We do have a lot of projects that are situated in locations that are not really urban. So the idea here is to revitalize some of those towns, some of those areas that have been, have a lot of population that has left in the previous, 4 to 5 years. 4 or 5 years ago, a lot of these small towns were a lot more populated. In the last 10 to 20 years, even more so. So, TLG in this case is a big promoter of, bringing life back to some of these communities that I wouldn't say they have been forgotten, but they certainly need, an economic push. And some of these projects, some of these assets, those hospitality assets, bringing back, real estate, they bring back jobs, they bring back opportunity, they bring back economic growth. So this is part of what we're trying to do here, regarding the residency by investment programs that we promote as well, both Portugal and Latvia. What we look forward here is to provide investors a secure way, not only for them but for their families. Securing this type of investments. It's not just an investment opportunity. Of course, it is. Of course, you have, for example, return on investments on these programs, but more than that, you have the opportunity to secure a future. Nowadays, the future is very uncertain. Possibilities, I'm talking about, work possibilities, your career possibilities can take you from one side of the world to the other. So, making sure that you have, free access and, the best access possible, regarding, for example, traveling. Having a strong passport is right now a very, very important asset to have, regarding, work, regarding even, just vacations, but, mainly securing a future, maybe not in your country, but in another country for you and your family is very important. So we are also here to promote that as well. So it is very important to understand that, here in TLG, what we look for is to build a brighter future for our investors and for the communities where our projects are in as well.
Yes, for sure. Rahim, would you like to give our last views from your side to the audience?
Yes, am I audible? Absolutely. So once again, thank you so much everyone for attending the event. I hope that within a short 45 minutes here that we were able to add some value to your time. And even if you're watching this post recording, please feel free to share your views, also about what topics that you'd like to hear, because we truly have a lot of ideas and a lot of fronts that we are working on. So we'd definitely love to hear from you in terms of what's more important to you and how we can deliver the best. Be it immigration, be it construction, be it hotel operations, be it HR, how things are happening on the ground. As some of you may already know, that recently we've had a mass exodus of immigrants from Portugal as well. That is creating a huge labor shortage at the moment, and that's a headache for Elio, not for me. But so this is something that is real, that is happening. We're fortunate enough to have very strong teams on the ground that are committed to delivering the projects. So we're quite happy about that. But these updates are happening, and we're happy to share, and also happy to receive your feedback on how we can improve. Okay? But that's about from my side.
Great. Thank you so much, everyone, Rahim, Matem, Abandi, and Elio. Before closing it down, moving forward, I just would like to mention all of the attendees. Thank you so much for joining us today. There is an event which you can see on our screens here, which is coming on 15th and 16th June, Immigration and Investment Industry Elite Convention. If you are going to Dubai and you are in Dubai, you can join us on the event. Our TLG Global team will be there to present you. Recording of today's session will be shared on YouTube. Feel free to follow TLG Global YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. We are at Facebook. We are available on all platforms. For the future sessions, there will be more new ideas. There will be new partners. Also, different perspective of the investment, not only for the project, but we would like to explain all of the perspective and the questions you might feel, because every story, every investor has their different reason and the story to invest the money. So on behalf of myself and the entire TLG team, thank you once again for being part of today's conversation. We hope it inspired new ideas, sparked the connections, and deepened your understanding how investment culture and community can thrive together. So we look forward to welcoming you to future TLG sessions every Wednesday, same time. Until then, stay inspired, stay involved. Let's keep build together. Thank you for joining us today. Until next time, stay curious and connected.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.